Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be doing a movie review of S. Darko. Normally I try to avoid having spoilers in my movie reviews, but today there's going to be spoilers from both Donnie Darko and S. Darko. So, if you have not watched S. Darko, don't bother watching S. Darko. If you haven't watched Donnie Darko, what I want you to do, when I say go, is exit this video, rent, buy, or download Donnie Darko, watch it, then come back and watch this video. Ready? Go! So, as you can probably tell from what I said before, I thought Donnie Darko was the most amazing movie ever. It's actually my favorite movie of all time. It's actually so awesome, I don't think I could properly review it. However, S. Darko, I thought that was the most terrible thing ever made. I'm about to tell you why. So I find the best way to talk about S. Darko is to compare it to Donnie Darko. And there are a lot of differences, and a lot of these differences make S. Darko terrible. The main one is how simple the plot is. This comes back to time travel, so I'm going to be talking about these two things first. So first of all, the simplicity of the plot when related to time travel. In Donnie Darko, it's never actually confirmed that he travels through time. See, from the viewer's perspective, it could seem like that. Or it could be that the entire thing was a hallucination. We have to remember that Donnie Darko is a paranoid schizophrenic with daylight hallucinations, so all of what we see, everything could be fake. The entire movie could just be Donnie coming to terms with his own death. In S. Darko, it's laid out on a platter for you. It's like, this is time travel, this is what happens. And we know this because more than one character travels through time in the movie. Also, methods of time travel. This is one of the big problems I had. See, especially if you watch the director's cut of Donnie Darko, the book Donnie reads, and the methods of time travel, they're all very specific. And a lot of the requirements for time travel in Donnie Darko are not met in S. Darko when anybody travels through time. The second big difference is the use of supernatural creatures. Yes, in Donnie Darko there was a 6-foot-tall bunny rabbit named Frank, but he wasn't really a bunny rabbit because of anything supernatural. I mean, yes, it is supernatural that he shows up after he's dead, but the only reason he's a bunny rabbit is because when he died he was in a bunny rabbit costume. However, in S. Darko, there's a second bunny rabbit with the same face. So it's treated more like the bunny is necessary, like it's a symbol that has to be existent for time travel. Whereas in the first movie, it was just happenstance that he was in a bunny costume. The second big thing with supernatural creatures is there's kind of indications that there's aliens in S. Darko. It's not fully aliens invade Earth. However, a meteorite does strike, and that brings down this alien-type virus that makes the nerdy guy go crazy and kill people. So, time travel wasn't enough. We gotta toss in some aliens. The final thing that bothers me with S. Darko are the outright plot holes. Now these aren't just differences that are annoying between the two movies, these are things that don't fit, things that don't make sense in the second movie with the first movie. The first of these being Samantha's book. In S. Darko, Samantha is carrying around the philosophy of time travel, which if you've seen Donnie Darko, you know was given to Donnie after his death. Also, in her copy of the philosophy of time travel, she is carrying a picture of Frank the Bunny Rabbit, which, also, if you've seen Donnie Darko, you know Donnie died before he had the Frank dream, and so he wouldn't have any pictures of Frank the Bunny Rabbit kicking around. She did specifically say that this was drawn by Donnie, which doesn't make much sense. The next plot hole I find, it's not as solid a plot hole, it's just something that's extremely unlikely to happen with the events of the first movie. She sits in a movie theater and she's asked to look at the screen and think of a part of her life. She sees the scene in Donnie Darko where she's dancing with sparkle motion. Now if you think about it, after Donnie's death, it's extremely unlikely that the talent show still happened, that she still competed in it, and even less likely that things went exactly as they did in the first movie. Also, if she had competed in the talent show, if she had won it, if she had still gone to Ed McMahon's Star Search, she would have died in a plane crash, and this terrible sequel would have never been made. Which I kinda would have preferred.
because I made the mistake of watching S. Darko. It wasn't good.
So, for the first time ever, I think I can actually justify giving a movie -1 out of 10. The reason I give this is because S. Darko damaged the reputation of Donnie Darko, which is an amazing movie, and deserved to be a lot more popular than it was. Anyways, if you'd like to see a more thorough and coherent version of this, I've written an article and I've published it on Helium. If you'd like to read that, there is a link in the doobly down. Also, if you'd like to see my writer's profile and see any other articles I may have written, which will most likely also be upcoming videos, there's another link in the doobly down. Thank you very much. Goodbye.